Ooh, what's up, everybody? We back in this thing, man. Let's let that be known, sports. We here, man, to talk about it, man. We finally made it, man. It's the finals. The finals. The finals are finally here. We have the OKC Thunder, man, going against the Indiana Pacers. The team nobody seen coming, but they made it, man. Shout out to the Pacers. Shout out to the Thunder, man, for making it, man. We're here to talk about this matchup and what we think is going to happen, man. So here's my co-host.
Hey, what's going on, fam? This your boy John. Grab yourself something to drink, man. Sit back, relax, let it be known. Sports. What's going on? What's going on, man?
Oh, nothing much, man. Finally made it to the finals. The finals are finally here. Got a very interesting matchup. A matchup that a lot of us didn't see coming. For sure, especially out of the East.
Yeah.
Didn't see coming. I had the OKC Thunder coming out the West. I had them coming out the West. But I believe I had Indiana maybe losing in the second or the conference finals, one of those. Can't remember. But anyway, we're here, man. Indiana has done it. They have reached the finals, man, for the first time in a long time. I believe since the 90s, I believe.
2000. No. Yeah, 2000, yeah.
It's been a long time, man. And so shout out to them. They are the underdog, man. But you got two of the youngest teams in the NBA, doing this. So this is a shocker, What's your thoughts, man, on this matchup? What's your thoughts, and who are you picking?
Well, first, this is definitely a matchup that I did not see or would even imagined. Now, OKC, yeah, I could have saw them getting to this point, but for Indy to get to this point and then the way they've been playing, man, it's been crazy, man. Now it's going to be an interesting series. It's going to be an entertaining series because Indy does play hard. Especially with their pace, man. It's going to be an entertaining series. I will say that I do see it going 6. And my pick will be OKC. I just think their bigs is going to be a little too much for them. Also, I don't know if they really just have somebody for Shea in that sense. Also, it's going to be the storybook ending for the MVP on top of that as well. So to put the cherry on top, the MVP ends up with the championship trophy as well as the finals MVP. It's like a storybook ending.
I have OKC winning, but I have OKC in 5. And I don't even think it's a Shea problem. I think it's more what OKC can do to them defensively. Because this whole playoffs, Indy has been seeking out matchups and exploiting them. And it has been a problem. Like last series, they was exploiting Jalen Brunson. Like they was putting him in almost every pick and roll. He was going to pick and rolls with Halliburton. He was going to pick and rolls with Siakam, Miles Turner. They was putting him in all kind of pick and rolls and making him have to defend and making teams have to go help. OKC don't have that problem.
Yeah.
And I don't think Halliburton's going to be that effective this series. I think
Really?
I think Lou Dort and Cason Wallace and the ball eagle Caruso is going to give him fits. I think they're going to give him fits. Not to say that he won't play good, but I don't think he's going to be as effective as he has been throughout the playoffs because of they have the wing defenders that a lot of teams just don't have, and they have something that a lot of teams don't have: rim protection.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at New York Knicks, Karl Anthony Towns ain't really a rim protector
And a defender either.
or a defender. He was a liability too. Um, so with Chet and Hartenstein, you have rim protection, so it won't be just a layup line going down there and you just easily laying up. Also, I think that this series here is going to be a series of the misfits. I think Shay's going to do his thing, but I think this series, I think J Dub is really going to show up. I think he's really going to show up. And the reason why that is neutralizing because OKC is the one team that probably can match their pace of play
They can.
as far as getting up and down the floor. They have no problem getting up and down the floor. OKC has 4 guys that can push the ball immediately, pretty much at all times, unless they go to a double big lineup, and they rarely do that. But they have 4 guys that can push the ball, and that was really in Indiana favor because Indiana would have 4 guys playing Siakam at the 4. They would just get the ball and they just
Gone.
gone. And so this is going to be interesting, man. It's going to be an interesting series. Now I'm thinking OKC's going to win. I want Indy to win.
Yeah.
Because I'm an underdog. I'm an underdog favorite. But this came up. I was looking at this, man. I want to get your opinion on this. The Western Conference between OKC and Timberwolves, the viewership was down pretty low, significantly, especially from last year. What's your takes on that?
Man, we kind of spoke about this a couple weeks ago, man. It just hasn't really been an exciting series. Also, man, especially with that series, man, it wasn't even a close. That series wasn't even close. Especially after that first game, we kind of seen what OKC was about. It wasn't even close, man.
Because they said this is the lowest it's been since 2021.
But also on top of that, you have 2 small market teams on a big stage like that. That plays a big factor. And so in your final 4, you only have one big market team, and this is on both sides. The other 3 are small market teams.
Mm-hmm.
That's bad for business. So yeah, you're gonna have a small market team win a chip this year, but it's gonna be a long time before a small market team wins another one. Especially with the ratings dropped as they are, compared to years past. Markets matter, and so when you have these small markets like this, it's gonna be a long time before you see that again.
I think another thing that's interesting as well. The way that the NBA is going, or the way that the NBA is being shaped. Do you think that things are too controlled?
Yeah, and it's always been controlled, but there was a little bit more sneaky with it. Now it's obvious, that they have their hand in certain things or how certain things play out. Like it's just completely obvious. Like okay, this is an NBA move. I mean, look at the Luka trade.
True.
Completely obvious. I mean, it's no other logical
Yeah.
explanation for it.
You made Dallas give Luca to a big market, and then you rewarded them with with the number one pick.
One pick, and you have what? Well, we have a 0.1% chance.
Yeah,
So
that's why I'm like, things are getting too controlled in the sense of.
it used to be covert with it. Now it's overt.
Well, I think a lot of it's hard too, man, because of social media. Like before,
Yeah,
before,
yeah.
before, like now, it's so many basketball podcasts, it's so many basketball shows. Before, if you wanted to hear basketball, you had to watch TV. You had to
At a certain
watch,
time at that.
yeah, and the media on TV controlled the narrative of what went on in basketball.
Mhm.
Now you have other podcasts such as ourselves, such as all these other different podcasts are shaping different narratives and opening eyes in different areas and saying, hey, this ain't always what it seems to be.
Right.
When we look at certain stuff, like we have like Tom Thibodeau got fired, right? And you make it to the conference final, someone would say, well, they probably should have kept his job or secured his job.
Mm-mm.
And we know from history that we've seen coaches who won championships lose their job. Like, so we know, like, at the end of the day, man, like business is business, and they're pushing the whole Shea narrative, but the numbers don't back it up. Like, this is forced. Normally, when they used to push a star to try to make a star, like, he would have so much fanfare. Like, Shea is good. Don't get me wrong. Shea's good, and Shea plays like a superstar. But Shea isn't a superstar. Superstar is more than just your play on the court. It's all entails the politics, the fanfare, everything. It all entails a superstar.
Yeah, Shay, man, his personality fits OKC. He has big market talent, but his personality is OKC. And so, like I said, man, earlier, man, yeah, he's gonna, they're gonna win it and things of that nature. But it's gonna be a long time before OKC is in this type of spotlight again. A long time.
I tell you this, and this might be controversial. Make sure I'm in the mic when I say this. If Cooper Flag is as good as advertised, he will be the face of the NBA.
All American, born and bred
All-American white man. Ain't nothing more marketable than that.
That's a fact.
In the big state of Texas, ain't nothing more marketable.
That's a fact.
The NBA has been waiting on this since Jerry West. Since Larry Bird, they've been waiting on this. If he is everything as advertised, if he lives up to the potential of being a star, the NBA will push him so tough it won't even be funny.
That is a fact.
The Mavericks will be in the conference finals every year.
Every year. All the national games we can stomach. I think Mavs, we only get about 10 to 12 national games a year.
And we wasn't even getting that before Luka got there.
Yeah, so, but yeah, if he comes in as advertised.
If he comes as advertised. Like
almost every week it's gonna be a national game.
it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing more marketable, and it ain't nothing that these organizations and these big companies want to get behind. Um, like a white born bred American white dude like Nike.
It's a fact.
I heard he signed. Who he signed with? He didn't sign with Nike. Was it who he signed with?
He signed with
Was it New
what?
Balance?
New Balance.
So he signed with New Balance. All these companies, McDonald's, all these companies, man, to have Cooper Flag as the face, like, and now this is the thing though. Look, peek this out. Does it happen again? Will Dallas be forced to give him up?
I don't think so. I think that was more so because your two big money makers is the Knicks and the Lakers. Knicks kind of got a squad. Lakers, LeBron, he's on his way out the door. He's 40 plus. They don't have no promise. They don't have a promising superstar behind them. And so for your big market teams like that, even like Boston, they have Jason Tatum and Brown. But Lakers, they didn't have anything promising looking into the future.
So
of course,
these are the top 5 biggest markets. Hold on, we're gonna look at the top 5 biggest markets.
I know it's New York, Boston, LA, I think Chicago.
So we're gonna pull it up. So Golden State is 1. New York Knicks is 2. The Lakers are 3. Chicago's 4. The Houston Rockets 5. The Brooklyn Nets are 6. Celtics are 7. The Clippers are 8. And then Dallas is sitting at 10. So Dallas barely make the edge of being a semi-big market.
Yeah.
Then after 10, you start getting into the mid-sized markets. But the teams that are in front of them, like Miami, Houston, Chicago.
I mean, you just think it was a market move. And so when Marcus is in a kind of in a bind or a bad spot, you make a move.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like Chicago, like they need a star.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, don't be surprised, man. We see somebody end up back in Chicago, man, or end up traded to Chicago. That's it's kind of making sense in a sense, but the NBA is gonna make sure they big markets are taken care of.
I would say this though: if Cooper Flag is all what he's talked up to be, Dallas will become a top 5 market,
right?
By mid-season. By mid-season, because everyone's going to be tuning in. Everybody's going to already tune in to watch him because he's the number 1 pick.
Right.
So he's going to already be highly touted. They're going to tune in to watch and stuff like that. So, and he's probably has the best situation that a number 1 can ever be put in that has ever happened. Because normally when you're number 1, you go to a pretty bad team.
Last one last number 1 pick that I remember that went to a great situation was Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
With the Spurs and had David Robinson there. They just happened to have a bad year due to injuries, and then came up on that number 1 pick, and of course you're gonna take, Tim Duncan, and he fell into a great situation, man.
People don't know this, but Tim Duncan was really supposed to go to the Orlando Magic. Supposed to be him and Shaq.
Yep.
When they didn't get that pick, Shaq wanted out. But man, could you imagine? Could you imagine?
Hey, that would have been a sure enough dynasty there.
Ooh.
That would have been a show enough dynasty.
Because Shaq was coming into his prime. Woo.
Good luck.
Man.
Good freaking luck.
Man, that would have been crazy. Having that, man. But moving on to other news. New York is also saying that they Carl Anthony Towns' name is being brought up now in trade talks.
Find out that man can play defense, man. Man can't play no defense, man, and got exposed. And it's not like he can't. He just wasn't willing to.
I think that his defensive thing is getting a lot more attention because of his lack of offense. So, like, had he been putting 25 and 10 up, nobody would say nothing about defense. But the fact that he struggled offensively and defensively, now it's like, oh man, he can't play defense. But if he been giving you what his talent suggests that he should be giving you, nobody would have said two things about it. It's almost like, Anthony Edwards. Like, everybody's pointing at everything with Anthony Edwards. But had Anthony Edwards put up big numbers, nobody would have said a lot about it.
But my thing is, man, we've seen Cat in these type of moments before where he hasn't shown up. This is not the first year.
I mean, Cat,
that he hasn't shown up.
I don't think Cat is a number 2 on the championship team. Just like I don't think Jalen Brunson is a number 1. I think Jalen Brunson is a number 2 on the championship team.
Where they stuck?
I mean, yeah, but unless you via trade,
he ain't going nowhere.
Things like that. But there's few number 1s than people actually think there are. We're looking at a situation in Minnesota, and we're wondering, is Ant Edwards, is he a number 1 guy on the championship team? I know I'm gonna make some people mad because they love Ant Edwards. But when his team needed him the most,
you know what? I think the thing with Ant-Man, he really needs like a true vet, man. He's lacking guidance. He doesn't I don't think he has ever just had like just a show enough vet.
I mean, a vet, but I think this is humbling. And I know it's gonna step on some toes, but I think it's eye-opening because he ain't as good as he thought he was.
That's true.
Now, Edwards, he can hoop, but until you step on the floor with some hoopers, like, you ain't. It's one thing to go hoop at your local rec. It's another thing to go hoop with some pros running. It's like, oof.
Yeah.
Shea is a top 5 talent. He didn't look nowhere near close. It was never a time in the game where we was like, man, they going on. It's a duel. They going back and forth. They going at it. It was never that time. It was just like, man, what Ant doing?
But you have to think about with Shea, and I'm not taking anything away from what you're saying, but you have to think about with Shea early in his career, he had CP3. He had that vet.
I mean, but my thing is, Shea stayed down till he got good. But Shea was never Shea.
But that's the thing. Part of that, when you have that vet.
Well, I'm saying even when he got to OKC, he still was struggling when he first got to OKC. But he stayed down, and he was just never.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because that's what CP3 was. CP3 was in OKC.
He never carried himself with the bravado of like, Ant is carrying himself like, I'm that guy. And so when you do that, people look at you like, okay, let me see. And then when he step on the floor with a guy like that, then people like, ooh, wait a minute, bro. Like, you got 12 points. Wait a minute. In a conference finals game? You mean to tell me you only shot the ball 10 times? Y'all losing by 40.
So let me ask you this. If you don't believe that he's the number one, who is somebody that Minnesota can go get to supplement that or to?
Now, the thing is, I don't know if he can be that. I'm saying right now he's not. He's still young, but it's looking very Paul George-ish to me. If you remember Paul George early on in his Indiana career, Paul George was looking like the next coming of LeBron James. Paul George was out there. He was out there doing work. And we was like, boy, Paul George, man, he going to be great. Man, he's so young, boy. Wait till he come into his prime. He going to be. And then he came into his prime. He's like, man. And Paul George was carrying himself with their bravado. Man, I'm playoff P. I'm this, I'm that. And people was looking at him like, okay. And he get to the playoffs, and he looked a lot like Edwards. It was just like, okay. He might have a big game here and there, but like when the team needed him, it was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Now I'm not saying that he won't meet that potential, but I'm saying as of right now, what we see and what we have been seeing out of him. Because remember, people was crowning him as the new Michael Jordan.
It was.
And then he goes in the playoffs, he gets his tail whooped by Luka, and it's like, well, he young. He'll be back. Come back this year.
Yeah, I just, like I said, man, I just think he needs a sure enough vet. And it's somebody for him, it has to be somebody he respects. But yeah. Yeah, that's how I was. Yeah.
I know it might step on a little toes, but as of right now, I don't know. I know a lot of people might not be versed.
I mean, he hasn't done nothing yet.
It's looking a little Paul George-ish to me. It's looking a little Paul George.
Now I don't know if I want to put that on his jacket yet. I will say give him like another year or two if it's the same thing.
Because
yeah,
Paul George
absolutely.
he was battling LeBron James, and we were like, man, you know, his game was aesthetically pleasing. He was freakishly athletic, could shoot the jumper, had the handles, can, you know, all that stuff. And we like, boy, man, the NBA better look out, because man, when this guy gets, you know, his prime, man, he's gonna be dang near unstoppable.
Well,
and it just didn't happen that way.
That's a fact.
And then, you know, but it's looking that way with Ant Edwards. And the reason why I say that is it's going down that way is because everybody keep making excuses for it. You want to big him up. You want to say he this and that. But when he don't meet the marker, you don't give him fair criticism.
That's fair.
When Luka went to the finals, even though Luka played the best on his team, look at the criticism Luka got. And Edwards getting his tail whooped every time he gets to the conference finals. Look at the criticism that he don't get. Nobody's holding his feet to the fire. It's like, hey, man, I'm starting to believe what I see. Now, everybody want to keep making excuses, you know, for him. And my thing is, if you want him to be this young player that's developing, then label him as that. Don't label him as no great player yet. Don't label him as this or that.
Or superstar.
Oh no, superstar. If he's up and coming or he's developing, then label him as that. Because if you put that jacket on him, people are going to judge him as such.
Yeah. That's a fact, man.
And I know Golden State kicking themselves. Golden State should have went out and should have got Anthony Edwards instead of James Wiseman.
That is the is it this? Yeah, that's the same draft. No, they could now. No, that's two different drafts, ain't it?
No, because you had Anthony Edwards, Wiseman, and LaMelo Ball.
Because I thought Anthony Edwards went number one.
He did, but they was going to trade up for
him. Yeah, they should have. Yeah, that's their feature there. Or could have been their feature.
They settled on that. Can you imagine him in that system now, alongside a Curry and a Draymond? That dynasty would have lasted.
like Don off where?
Curry probably would have had about 8 rings.
Yep.
But just bad system. But I wish him the best, man. I wish nothing down on him. I just go off of what I see, everybody. That's as of right now, that's what I see. That's how I see it. I call it how I see it. Another element into this is everybody's wondering how this finals is going to be called.
Well, I already stated, man, how it's going to be called because of what the end result is going to be.
Will we hear the chance of free throw merchant?
If Halliburton daddy got to do anything, do with it, you will.
In one game, Shea almost shot 17 free throws. I said, God, dog. I said, shoot. Oh, Shea got 33. I said, boy, you better. You went to that line 17 times.
Facts.
You better have 30 something. That's a lot of free buckets.
It is.
But I think that the one thing that give OKC problems, and I don't know how well they play it. I know Carlisle is not prone. He's not against going to the zone.
Mm-hmm.
I know this from the Mavericks days. Now I don't know how much zone that Indiana has played this season, because you have to really be locked in.
Yeah.
On the zone and rotations.
Yeah.
But Denver played a lot of zone against OKC, and it gave them problems. Denver took them all the way to Game 7, and partial due to the zone gave them problems, which made it hard for Shea to get to his spots.
Yeah.
The zone made it real hard for the mid-range shot. So I would, if Indiana can instill that into their players, I don't know if they played it this year, but they can play it well. This could very well go 6, like John say, or 7, like John. They can play that zone well because you take away a lot of things that OKC likes to do. But you have this. It's gonna be interesting in more ways than one because the flights. Because you're going from OKC to Indiana.
Yeah.
And you got 2 rabid fan bases.
That's a fact.
It's gonna be.
If I was Indy, man, I have Halliburton daddy traveling with us. And make sure you have a floor seat. You get down there, you cut up. Get down there and cut up. Now, don't do what you did last time, putting your stuff in people's face, but just get down there and cut up.
You can't get nobody face. You can't do that.
No, but I'll let them go down there and cut up.
Dress them like Shea and put them down there.
With them cornrow wigs on.
Get a cornrow wig with a thick headband. Get some long New Balances.
Say, man. Now, let me ask you this, man. Or to try to just pivot a little bit. It's been reported a few days ago how Zion Williamson has been sued by, I guess, an ex-acquaintance, I guess you would say. She built like a sack of laundry, but now she's she's suing him for rape and all those things, and she can count. I think they said 2 or 3 times over the past 4 to 5 years that this has occurred. Now, of course, you have no way of proving that because you can't do a grape kit or anything like that. What's your thoughts, Dan?
This might be controversial. I think she's lying, but I think he should pay.
I agree with that because he hasn't real stupid.
Because he hasn't learned his lesson yet. He's out here tricking like he's 1988, sack chasing on everything that's running, and he's constantly getting caught up with different girl after different girl, and they threatening him with all kind of stuff. You would think he would kind of chill. Now, what's gonna happen? He gonna mess with one of them New Orleans women. They gonna put a root on him and bury his drawers in the yard. But he out here sack chasing, man, and this is one of the things that frustrate basketball fans. That's probably frustrating his team. That you're doing everything but what you should be doing, which is dedicating yourself to your craft. Like trying to be the best that you can be, man. He has a lot of talent, man, but man, if he would just develop his game, man, Zion will be a big problem, man. If he would keep his body in shape, if he would get a jump shot, boy, Zion would be a problem.
That's a fact.
Those two things, man. If he kept his body up and kept it in shape, and he got a jumper, man, we talking about Zion potentially being a top 5 guy in this league. Because he would be dang near virtually unstoppable if he had a jumper along with his ability to get to the rim. But I guarantee you he probably ain't gonna come back with no jumper. Because he finna go to court.
Yeah, he finna do in court. There go his off season there. Spend it in court.
New Orleans is hanging on.
And that's another small market team. So he's not gonna get rescued. So
They should have shipped his tail up there to Chicago.
Nah, man.
Let him deal with them Chicago women.
Don't do that. Do not do that. No, sir. Man. Out of there? That man will be out of there.
Let him go on over there to 73rd, see if he can find some women over there.
No, sir. No, sir. Especially when he ain't got no discipline. So you have to keep him he need to go like to Utah or something, or
man, he gonna be in trouble, boy.
Somewhere that's kind of remote because he
need to go. I think the only place where he'll be okay if he went to Minnesota or he go to OKC. Ain't nothing in OKC.
It ain't. And we know.
I know. We both know.
We know it is nothing in OKC.
Ain't nothing in OKC.
And
ain't nothing but to do right. He don't need to go nowhere else but OKC or up to the Minnesota.
Yeah, it just where it ain't nothing. Where ain't nothing to do. You just hoop, do your job, and you go home.
I mean, OKC, man, like driving the streets of OKC, I'm like, where the people at? Like we was in downtown, we was like in the city area of OKC. When you get past a certain time, man, you riding through there, bro, it be no cars on the street. I'm talking about like 9:30.
And like the whole city shut down.
Shut down. I mean, they be downtown. I mean, it ain't that many people downtown. Y'all got 5 buildings.
And they call it Brick Town. That's where it all go down at. In OKC.
As long as you don't have a meth problem, OKC work good for him. Now, if nobody's saying nothing, I hope the brother don't struggle with the meth. But as long as you have no meth problem, you can make it in OKC. But if you got a fetish, you got a fetish for the meth, OKC is not where you want to go. Because boy, it is there. They got a lot of meth houses. Don't go there. If you struggle with that, boy. I'm talking about it. Don't go there, man. You can see it all on their teeth. Don't go there.
Boy, you stupid. You stupid.
Don't go there, man. I'm telling y'all, man. We spent a lot of summers in OKC, man.
We did.
You know, don't go there, man. I'm talking about the meth. The crack cocaine there too. That's there. That's everywhere.
That's a fact.
That's there. The crack cocaine, the heroin. Yeah. You know, that's there. But they real big on meth. Right now, the meth is popping. You know, so as long as he ain't got that kind of issue, you know, he should be there. But I'm surprised by Zion. He ain't got no babies running around. So
he got a couple.
He got kids.
Yeah, he got kids.
Oh man,
like the one that's suing him, that's the same one that he got into with with their first incident. Because she was mad because he didn't get her pregnant, and he ended up getting another chick pregnant.
And so that's the one with the thick shoulders, huh?
Mm-hmm. And so the one that's suing him, she don't want to build like a laundry bag.
She's trying to get that bag so she can fix her body.
No, that's the thing. It's some surgery, and it look like a laundry bag. A dirty whites.
Man, she went to the doctor and picked the wrong number.
Got that fist flat.
Man.
But yeah, that's that same chick that was giving them issues.
Doctor poke a hole in you, fill it up full of silicone. Sitting there like the Michelin Man, just fill you up full of silicone. The doctor said I can move in 30 days. He said I'll be good. But no, man, Zion, we've been saying this, man, since you got in the league. Man, gotta get it together, man. We joking, man, but it's a serious thing, man. You're playing with your career. Shoot, man, you're playing with your freedom when you know women throwing out allegations like that. But man, you gotta get it together, man. Like, shoot, man, find you somebody to be with, man, and just chill, bro. Because you got too much to lose, man. You got a lot to lose.
That's a fact.
You know, you out there playing with women who ain't got nothing to lose. They ain't got nothing to lose. So,
this is ridiculous.
What?
I'm finna show you what he's letting trick him out of his position. and we can move. We can move on. This is who Zion is letting him trick out his position.
Oh, come on.
That's where he's letting trick him out of his position. This right here.
She do got some laundry back there. That ain't nothing but laundry. Man, that's sickening, man. Come on, Zion, man. I don't know what you doing with that, Zion. But
I don't.
let that go, man.
It don't make sense.
Man, like she got 2 full sacks of gravel back there, man. You need to leave that alone, man.
And not only that, man, it's been rumored that she's been on her back while being filmed. If you know what I mean. She one of them types.
Zion really tricking that. Zion, man. Zion ain't got no standards
at all. He like if you give me any type of attention, I'm rolling.
Zion ain't got no standards, boy. You asking for it, young fella.
Do you think he ain't get no play in high school or?
See, and that's the main thing. Like for guys, if you couldn't get women before you got money, when you get money, you can tell. Look at these rappers. All is like, I got this woman, versus the rappers and entertainers who did, have motion before they got money and fame.
Oh wow.
What's that?
Okay, so you know the lawyer that's been trying to sue everybody, the one that's going out to Shannon Shaw and the one that went out to Jay-Z.
He working her case.
He declined the case.
Oh.
So it ain't no case.
There ain't no case there. Ain't no money to be made. Ain't no money to be made.
Well, you can't make this up.
I just think a lot of young fellas, man, I just think they don't wanna do what's right. They wanna go against the grain, even though you've seen what works. Like a prime example of what works is LeBron James. Right? You come into the league, you're looking at a billionaire. He's been with his high school sweetheart. Right? It works. Raised a family. It works. Instead of having a different chick every other night. You flying chicks out here and there, whatever have you, like. And things are different now than they used to be back in the days because of social media. So a lot of guys didn't have access to women like this. You had to go meet women in person
and talk to them.
And talk to them versus like social media. You have access to millions of women at a click of a button. And so, like for celebrities, like they have the pick of the litter. Like now, women have instant access to a bona fide celebrity. And so, it's nothing to get into the celebrity inbox or celebrity get into your inbox. And so, now what's sad is women think that they're special and they take it up on these men offers and
get buzzed down
and left and not thinking that it's just your turn to get buzzed down. Like this guy he just looking for the next fix. That's it. That's it. He ain't looking for no commitment. And so But man, we hope, man. Hopefully, man. I don't know if the ratings are going to be high on the NBA Finals because we really don't have a superstar that everybody's going to tune in to see. Now, basketball faithfuls are going to watch the finals, but now you're talking about people who aren't really into basketball going to the finals. Like there'll probably be no celebrities going to OKC.
Oh yeah.
Just think about that.
That's a fact. Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath because, like you said, these two small market teams. Yeah, you're not gonna have any celebrities in the building for OKC. Ain't nobody going to OKC like that. You go to OKC out of necessity. It's not like, man, I'm gonna go to OKC.
Yeah, it's not a tourist town. Like
It's
you're going
not.
to have fun. Like maybe unless you're going to the casino or something. But other than that,
yeah, and you don't have to go to OKC for a casino. You can go right across the border, and it's not a walk-up town.
No,
it's not like Modesto. It's not a walk-up town.
Not word of mouth.
It's not word of mouth.
Word of mouth, But no, yeah. It's not a tourist town. Indiana's not either. It's not.
But at least Indiana has some celebrities.
Yeah, they have a figure face to put on the thing. Like Reggie Miller is spearheading the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, Mike F show up. You have.
I think that if they win, this would be almost like Reggie winning a title.
Yeah, and I think they kind of playing for him. Yeah, I think the closer he got would have been. Well, he played in the finals, but
yeah, the Malice in the Palace. It would have been his year because they had the best team.
They did, and coincidentally, Rick Carlisle was coaching that team.
Coaching that team, exactly. So, and
they set up for an underdog to win, man.
They all apologized to Reggie for the Malice in the Palace, and all those players got suspended and stuff like that. That more likely probably would have been the year that he went to the finals again, and they probably would have got over the top. So, but if they win, it'll be great to see. That's a good story behind that with the whole Reggie Miller thing. So, I would like to see it for Reggie.
I would too. Yeah.
He's a guy that played hard, competed. He's another one of those guys, those stars where I'll say, you wish they had got a ring or had a chance to get a ring.
It wasn't because of him that he didn't get a ring. And he took it to anybody, whoever he played, including Jordan, whoever.
He gave them all fits.
Yeah. So.
Man, but we're going to get ready to wrap it up, man. We'll be keeping you guys posted on what goes on the NBA Finals, which starts tomorrow. And we'll see how this thing kicks off. They started in OKC. So we'll see how it kicks off, man, and see what chess matches and, who can exploit who, man. That's what the game is about.
Yeah.
Which team can exploit the other team's weakness, man. Who can exploit it the most. And, that's going to be the team that's going to be successful. So, man, we're going to see, man, keep you guys posted on all the things, sports, man. We'll be back on here with some Cowboy news as well. There's some things going on in the Cowboys camp as well, man. Talk a little bit on the Shador stuff too, man. We're going to hit that, man. That's been spicy. So we'll keep you guys posted, man. But remember, man, follow us on social media, man, and let that be known. Hit that button, man. But, man, until next time, peace out, man.